All right, FightHype.com here with the Olympic silver medalist, our man who came home from the 2021 Olympics, Richard Torrez Jr., now 3-0, 3 knockouts. And Richard, let's get right to it. Heading into Saturday, Madison Square Garden. I imagine you're really excited. You've been getting not just knockouts to start your professional career, but scary knockouts, scary for the other guy. Take me through that so far. How do you think you're not just getting knockouts, but highlight reel stuff early on?
I think. Can you still see me? I'm sorry.
Yes. Yep. Can see you. No problem. Sorry.
Okay. I think what when I had that knockout, the kind of scary knockout, I used to always think that if I were in those shoes, that I would stop. I would take a step back. I would try to catch him as he was falling and let him down easy. I always thought I was that guy. I never really saw myself as the killer that would go in and continue hitting until the ref would pull me off. And once I found out that I was that guy, the one that kind of that won't stop punching, it took me a minute to adjust, and I came to the conclusion I'm okay with that. I'm okay with being that guy. I'm okay with the one that if you get in the ring with me, you better hope that you're prepared or the ref steps in, because if not, I'm gonna continue to punch. I think that's the name of the game. And my dad used to tell a story when I was a kid. He'd say, "I want you to be like a bulldog." And I don't want, he goes, "And you go until I pull back those reins." My dad hasn't pulled back the reins yet, so I'm going to go until they tell me to stop. I'm okay with being the scary guy.
Mm-hmm. So that's something you actually found out about yourself early on here as a pro, that you didn't fully know when you were competing in the Olympics?
Yeah, I think even the Olympics, it's a lot of times because the refs will step in so quick. The refs would be like, as soon as something happened or someone was injured or someone was looking to be hurt, the ref would step in and be like, "Oh, stop, we're not fighting anymore." And the pros, you have a little more time sometimes. And so I always thought, like when I saw like Tommy Morrison get knocked out and the guy kept hitting him, boom, 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 boom. I was like, man, I would have never done that. Or even Shushu. I remember one time I saw Shushu, he hit him. I gave Shushu some slack for it, because I was like, "Oh man, why'd you keep hitting him?" And then the next fight was my fight, and I did the same exact thing. And I didn't understand that that's just that killer instinct. Everyone talks about if you have that killer instinct or you don't. And it was an awakening that I definitely have that, and I'm okay with having that.
Sounds like that's that transition happening from being an amateur champion to the pros, huh?
100%.
Yeah. How much do you think fans are gonna love that? Especially, even Mexican American fans who, is that can help you sell tickets and become a draw. And
Yeah, I think that the fans will respect how much I value the sport. I value boxing enough to not go light. I value boxing enough to show everybody that this is actually what the sport's meant to be like and what it's about. And I think the fans will appreciate that after the fight's over. I know the fight's over as well. I'm not going to go out, I'm not going to showboat. I know that they put their all into the fight. I put my all into the fight, and that was just the outcome that happened. I'm not going to be the one that goes and jumps on the ropes. I'm not really that guy. I'm not the guy that goes and will talk about it on Twitter or anything afterwards. Once you fight me and that fight's over, he who bleeds with me today is my brother. And I'll forever remember that saying.
Who said that? If you could.
I don't know who said that actually, but
we'll look it up.
He's the one. Yeah.
And along with the pro game, with the stuff you're talking about is, some show business. And is that at all why you got the sweet mustache? It's got to be the sweetest stash in boxing. Is that
right? Actually, this mustache, I call it the Macho Mike mustache. And my he was a guy that would come out and help my boxing club when I was a kid. And he would like do things like clean the toilets and wash the floors for free. Just never do anything out of the kindness of his heart, And recently he actually passed away from cancer, and so I kind of represent this Macho Mike mustache in honor of him. But in doing so, it is a pretty sweet mustache, and I do like rocking it now. As soon as I shaved the mustache and kind of kept it and looked at it, my mom, some of my friends were like, "Nah, Richard, that's your look." And I'm okay with having it. I kind of like it.
What do you think of the juxtaposition that you are as a fighter and a man, that, this sweet young man grows the mustache out in remembrance of someone he cared about, and then, but that killer in the ring, that dog, like, that won't stop punching, what do you make of that?
I think contrast makes a picture better. So I think having that contrast, having that that killer instinct, but also a nice guy outside the ring is something that people are really gonna like.
Absolutely, and I feel good now that your dog's barking because mine wasn't at the beginning.
Sorry.
But I don't,
Yeah.
yeah. Now I don't feel bad. But you know, with that style that you're gonna fight with, and people are gonna love it, and it's even gonna give you a good chance of winning against bigger guys because you got to cut the distance against bigger guys, and you don't got no problem doing that, getting in the kitchen. But what do you got to do going forward to be safe in that style, to not get caught, you know, with big shots and to get to the elite level and all of that?
I think one of the biggest things that I need to do is head movement. You know, a lot of people talk about blocking, and I think blocking is a great facet and a great part of boxing. But I think in heavyweights, blocking sometimes doesn't do justice, you know? So keeping that hands up, but also having to move your head is the biggest part, because if you just block against a guy like Deontay Wilder, you're still gonna get out. You know, you got to get out of the way of that punch. You got to be able to look. My dad used to say, you don't see the punch, then move. You move, and then you see the punch. So I want to go into a ring already moving my head, and once that punch comes, I'll be able to come back and counter. You know, I don't want to be that guy that just sits back and looks and then is able to slip. I don't think I'm gonna have that type of timing or be able to keep that type of timing. What I'm gonna do is I'm gonna get in there kind of like Frazier or Tyson or some of those guys, and I'm gonna continuously move my head, get in there, punch, and then get out.
That sounds awesome. Who else is that? Is that Coach Karoma helping alongside your dad, helping you improve in that aspect? Or
yeah, I mean, so K was a huge asset to me in the Olympics and going up into the Olympics. We haven't really trained together too much, but yeah, K has definitely been a big part in helping me kind of find my boxing. You know, he was a guy that really helped me settle. You know, when before K, I would throw 300 punches and not try to worry about defense at all. K kind of implemented like, no, you gotta look at the guy that's gonna hit you. You gotta move your head, or you gotta kind of worry about some of the shots coming back too. And he helped with that a lot. But moving forward, yeah, with my dad, I feel like there's it's a cheat code, you know.
Mm-hmm. Have you been getting some top level work heading into this fight? I know you definitely have in the past.
Yeah, I mean, so this time we've worked with guys like Antonio Morales. We've had some different guys in LA, but you know, it's been a lot of just kind of mitt work and just working on myself. You know, it's been trying to find that right timing and just bag work and conditioning. And I think just working through those facets have been helping me out a lot. You know, and so being there one-on-one with my dad, just shadow boxing even, and him telling me, no, you got to do this, this, and this, and having that mindset, you know, having that mentality and picturing myself in the fight, I think that's done me almost more justice than some of the sparrings.
You know, Ahmed Henfrey, the fighter you're facing from Egypt, has a good record on paper, 13-2, and the 2 losses were actually split decisions, so it's never been stopped. How do you see your fight going with him at the Garden?
I see it being a fight. I see it definitely being a step up. You know, but with that being said, I do look for going out there and performing. You know, I'm not one guy to go out there and look for a knockout, because I've learned in the amateurs that you get one knockout in the next fight, when you go for another knockout, you never get it. You know, so I know that I'm not going to go out there and trying to just swing for the fences or anything. I'm going to go out there, I'm going to perform, I'm going to show people what I have to offer, and I hope people get to see my conditioning. I really want people to understand that I can punch like that for 6 rounds straight. You know, I want to show people that my training camps that went well, and I do work hard as a fighter, and hopefully I'll be able to do that in this fight.
Well, it's showing up on the scales, man. You're doing all kinds of poses with the physique, and you know, so we see the hard work, man. But
I appreciate that.
You got to show some of the poses. No,
it's crazy though, because like at first, like I was always conditioning and I was always in shape like that, but it wasn't until I implemented diet and I finally started eating right that like I started getting shredded a little bit more. You know, like, and I like to say I ride on the coattails of different people. Like my mom, she started eating really healthy. She's doing like body competitions, like fitness competitions. And so I'm like, oh, I like how that's going. I like what she's eating. I like how she's like feeling. I'm gonna do that too. And so I started eating like that, and I hit up the my nutritionist at the Olympic Training Center. She put together a plan, and I've just been following that to a T, and it's been working, and I'm really glad about that.
No, I think all jokes aside, it's a good look for the fans because I'm sure as a kid you saw how out of shape some of the heavyweights were in the Klitschko era, and you know what I mean. So I think fans in their mind, they have the image of when they think of a heavyweight boxer, they want him to look like Tyson and Holyfield.
Right.
You know what I mean?
And I'm doing my best to look like that too. Yeah, I want to
Right.
look like Tyson Holyfield as well. I have that picture. I have that picture in my mind too.
So, Richard, what is the fight you want to see? Like that would get you excited as a fighter in the heavyweight division.
I want to see Wilder versus Joshua. I think that would be a really good fight. If I'm being honest with you, I think that would be a fight that I like. I think it'd be a crazy fight because both of them are trying to make their comeback. Both of them are trying to have something to prove. I think that, and if either of them loses, that could be the end of their career. I think this is one fight that like everything's on the line in that fight. So I think if we have that fight, I'd watch it 10 times over.
Who do you think will win it?
I got Wilder on that fight just for that shot, just for that one punch. And I've said it since the beginning. Everyone has to. Fury coming back from that shot that Fury took is insane, and I don't think people really get that unless they've been hit before. Unless you've been hit and you've seen what Wilder can actually do. The fact that he was able to get up is just mind blowing to me. Like normal people shouldn't be able to do that, and so people give Fury a ton of credit for getting up, but people forget how much credit they gave Wilder too. He's the guy that knocks out people, and if you give him that one shot, he'll take it. And I think Wilder will get that one shot in that fight.
Well, you had to go with the guy who had your spot in 08, right?
Yeah, there you go. Yeah, happy, So I want to show people that I'll have that shot too.
What about your boy Andy Ruiz, man? Do you think fellow Southern Californian could he get the job done against Wilder if that's where they go?
I will say I think Andy has a better shot than Joshua does.
Okay.
I think that again it's that one shot from Wilder. So Andy's quick enough to be able to slip those shots. I do think Andy needs a little more conditioning though in order to last every single round with Wilder. Because if he just stands on the outside and if he gets tired, then he's gonna get tagged with something. But if Andy gets in the right conditioning and the right shape and the right mindset, I think he has a very high chance of being Wilder.
Richard, let's say you get the big performance Saturday night in the Garden, you rest up and then you get back in training. Can I come? If you and Jared Anderson ever spar, can I come? I will pay you both $50 if you want me to pay. Can I come see that? Or
man, you should have been there when we were sparring all the time at the training center. There, back in the day when we would spar at the Olympic Training Center, we would have other people sparring around us, and everybody would stop just to watch us. And I'm not lying about that. Like in multi-nation camps, where people would come over to the U.S. just to spar, they would stop their sparring sessions to just watch me and Jared. We have a great time sparring. We have a great time, and I think the reason why we have such a mutual respect for each other is because of all the sparring and all the fights we've been through, and so I'm cheering on Jared 100%. I hope he does the best he can do, and I hope that down the line we can have a mega fight.
Yep. I mean that's how it got to be in your mind, right?
It always is. I think it's in both our minds, especially because in the past 4 interviews that I had right now, everybody's brought up Jared too. I think everyone's kind of drawing those lines and making connections bit by bit. But I think right now I'm cheering on Jared. I hope he does the best he can do. I hope I do the best I can do, and so that fight will happen eventually.
And lastly, man, what do we got to do to get you some experience with Fury? I know he's not in America much these days. Maybe I don't know. Evan can help fly you out to the UK. Is that some work you do want to get while Fury's still here and still active, and you know what I mean? Get that experience. Yeah,
100%. He's like Fury is one of the legends, and I really want to be able to say I spar with a legend. I've been in the ring with a legend, and been able to show him what I can do. And I think he also has a platform and a mouthpiece, and he showed what happened when Jared sparred him and how he really liked Jared sparring him, stuff like that. So I think that's also a great way to kind of show my name off a little more to the UK fans as well. So I'd be more than willing to spar with them, and if not for any of the publicity, just to just to see what he has to offer me too, because he's an amazing guy and there's a ton of lessons to learn from him.
And does he have an easy time with Chisora?
Yeah, I think so. I think Fury is a breed unto itself right now. I think that fight with Usyk I really want to see. But right now I think with Fury, with his,
do you favor him
his
in
subtle,
that? Do you favor the guy like yourself, the smaller heavyweight that you know can cause the bigger guy problems?
I think the smaller heavyweight can give the big guy problems. But I think that after Fury took Wilder's punch, Usyk has to sit down on some of those shots a lot more than what he's kind of done. I think Usyk is renowned in what he does and he's able to do. I don't like, and while I do compare myself to him sometimes, I do think we're different fighters.
Yeah.
But I think that I mean, I kind of idolize Fury sometimes just by the way he talks too, you know. I think that would be a good fight. I might actually give Fury the advantage on that one though, just because of his feints. You know, one thing that Joshua didn't do too much that Fury does all the time is feinting, and that would give a little more problems. And his subtle feints too. Like Fury doesn't throw a huge feint that can be countered. He throws a little shoulder feint that just kind of keeps everybody on their toes, and it's taxing.
Yeah, you got this little double feint, like you said, with the lead that is beautiful.
Yeah.
A little Larry Holmes Ali-esque, you know.
100%.
But Richard, man, big, you know, just even you know, congrats on getting to fight in a big fight in the Garden. I know that's something, you know, every young fighter dreams of. So good luck to you Saturday night. It's against, you know, a guy who's got a good record. Best of luck to you. Lomachenko's the main event on ESPN. If there's anything else you want to say, you know, you got the floor, but thanks for your time, man.
I mean, I'm gonna try to shake Lomachenko's hand too. That guy's someone I've been trying to implement in my style for years now. But yeah, I just want to say thank you for everything, and thank you to you too, man. You've interviewed me and done stuff for me like even before the Olympics even started. So thank you for that. Yeah, let's just keep it going.
Well, we always got a motive. We know who the good ones are. So we interviewed you when you're young. So no. Thank you, Richard. Have a good one, man. Thank you.
You too.
Have a good one. Thanks, guys.